So is this like golf adventure number one?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. What got you into golf? What
My
made you want to
dad.
do it? Your dad.
Yeah.
What? It's like, you're playing golf today? Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you ever watch golf on TV?
Nah.
No? Just want to try and see what this is like?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I'll go through some like of the basic stuff, like some general ideas, and then from there we'll try and build on to like what you're doing to try and make it better. But a lot of this is going to be like, I mean, think about like what other sports do you play?
Basketball.
Basketball.
Yeah.
And how'd you learn how to play basketball?
Just practicing.
But the first time you saw it, you sat there and you watched.
Yeah.
Then you went back and you sat there and you watched, and you learned what they were doing by just sitting and watching,
Mm-hmm.
right? So first thing we're going to do, I'm going to talk a little bit about, you know, what I'd love for you to try to think about for today, but I'm going to hit some shots for you. So you can stand right here where these golf balls are. I'm recording it all, so you're going to get all this stuff, and you'll be able to have a little Bible for yourself when you get home. So, okay, so when it comes to like hitting the golf ball, let's just call it like general stuff here. We want to try and make sure that we're swinging this as fast as we can. I know that there's lots of inclination for us to try and move things a little slower just to get it right, but that's like trying to learn boxing, like just tapping someone. We want to hit this thing, okay? So in order to get this golf club, because wherever that thing is pointed is where the ball is going to go, right? So if I swing and I hit a shot like that, it's going to hit them, right? So wherever this is pointed is where the ball is going to go, and we need to try and find a way to make this move fast using our body turn, all right? Using our body to turn a whole bunch, and using our wrists to really make that thing go fast. So since we have to try and find a way to not only make this go fast, but then line it up, excuse me, got the hiccups, our grip is super important. So show me how you grip a club. Okay, so the first thing we understand is that this is like our steering wheel. Wherever that club face is pointed, is where the ball's going to go. So we have to put our hands on there in a way that feel comfortable, that I can line up that club with the golf ball to make it go straight, okay? Next piece of the puzzle with the grip is that we want to try and keep the hands closer together. So like some people interlock their fingers. I overlap my fingers, so I take my bottom hand and I put it on top, but we want to get the fingers close today. That's the big part. With your top hand, that's this one here, have the thumb down the top of the shaft, good, and then the other hand goes over it, and that's how we get it a little bit closer. Awesome. Okay, so from here, see all these things in the ground, right? These are divots. Divots are a good thing, so long as the divot starts in front of the ball. So if this last shot happened, right, and that was the divot for the last one and the ball was there, really good. But if the ball was there and the club hit the ground like that, ball doesn't go anywhere. Okay, so we've got our grip on the club. We've got to try and get it close together. All right, how you stand and set up to the ball, totally your comfort level. You'll notice that I'm not going to talk about that with almost anybody today. How you want to stand, totally your comfort level. From here, I want you to make this club move fast. And that's the biggest thing, is that you're going to make some practice swings, trying to make this thing move as fast as you can. So absolutely as fast as you can. And then when it's time to hit the ball, we're trying to get the club to hit the ground in front of the ball. Oops. A little thin, but you can see that my club kind of hit the ground up here and the ball was back there. So if we understand that in golf, we're not trying to like lift the club up, lift the ball up, we're not trying to scoop it up in the sky. I'm trying to get this club to smash into the ground in front of that ball. Okay, smashed into the ground. The grass the ball was sitting on is still there. I'm not trying to do anything to help this ball get up in the air. I'm trying to do the opposite of that. I want the club to smash into the ground, and the ball goes up in the air. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, so with the grip on there, let's see it. Super important today. There we go. Okay, I'll take that. Let's hit some. Cool, all right. So we're trying to hit the ground. That's a big fundamental in golf. All the best players hit the ground in front of the ball. Rule number one for creating speed, how far can you bring the club back in your backswing? If it goes back short, it can't go as far as if it goes back far. Makes sense, right? Okay. Yeah. So we're going to change a little bit of the way that you're swinging this thing. So set up to your shot, take it into your backswing as far as you can go and hold it up there. Okay, so can you get your body to turn more this way? Oh, look how far that went back now. Okay, so you can see here with my body, right, my chest, my shirt, it makes a full turn to get this club back here. But if I keep this here and just lift my arms up, I don't get as much power. Okay, so start again. Good job. So that's going to be our first steps with this, is that every time I come by, I'm going to give you like a thing that has to happen. Like club's got to get, down to the ground. We're going to hit the ground in front of the ball. And then the piece that I want you to consider. And so what you're trying to do right now is move this club back as far as you can with the help of a big shoulder turn. Okay? Cool. Okay, that was pretty good. Now, the next step, I'll just let you know where we're going to go next with this, is that if we go and make this big turn in the backswing, right, and we're turning a lot this way, then we have to find a way to turn that way too. So this big logo on your sweater for now has to turn to face my camera on the way back, and then it has to face where you want the ball to go. But if it doesn't turn, that logo stops at the ball and the club keeps going, that ball's going to go left. Cool? All right, you got some good stuff to think about. I would say, let's hit that whole pile with that club. You don't need to change clubs. Sound good?
Yep.
We're going to want to put it in just a little bit into the ground so it sits about that high. Now put the club down. Notice how half the ball is above the top of that. Okay. Pull that one up out of the ground a bit. There we go. Okay. All right. So I figured we'd talk about some of this finish position stuff with the driver when you swung fast at it. So make a golf swing for me, don't hit the golf ball, and hold your finish. And we'll talk a little bit about that. Okay, hold it here. Okay, so your upper body's turned through really well, but your lower body hasn't. So let's get off this back foot and put this knee all the way up to touch that one on the follow through. Okay, so hold it there. Now push your butt through to stand taller. Good. That's how I want you to finish every time. And if you can get here with your body before the club and your arms get through, we create like a whip effect, right? Like if I can get my body, let's call it the front of my chest right here, okay, to move ahead of this golf club, I can snap that thing through. I can create a whip. Like if I asked you to throw the club, that's how you'd throw it. You'd put your body over there first and then you'd whip that thing out that way. But sometimes in the swing, especially with the irons, when the club's coming through, the club passes your body and it doesn't turn through. And that's when it comes out of the ground. We don't quite get a divot. So that's what I want you to focus on with the driver. Not bad. So I think that just trying to apply something that's going to make the ball go left is what's going to help you hit it straighter. That went left. Good. So if you can feel like when you're doing this, trying to get the ball to go left and get all the way into your finish where the front of you, like the front pockets on your pants, the front of your sweater, all that faces the target, that just makes sure that your body keeps going. That's going to make sure you hit it straighter. But two of those things, let's practice maybe the rest of that pile with the driver and then we'll go back to an iron. Bad. So a little lower, can get that club down. Still not quite hitting the ground, but it's hitting it better. that. So we could say like the number one fundamental, the one thing that every single great golfer does when they play golf is they take a divot. That's the only common thing. They all hold it differently, they stand differently, their clubs are different. Some guys are happy, some guys are angry, right? Like it's all different. But when it comes down to hitting shots, like I said, I pointed out all of those divots. All the areas where the holes are in the ground where we're people that can hit the golf ball, we're hitting. So hitting the ground's number one thing. We've talked about today trying to make sure that you can get turned enough that your right shoulder turns all the way back as far as it can go to and all that's in the name of trying to help you hit the ground better. Okay?